Welcome back to part 3 of Braid.
And what we were talking about before, I think something about the creator, Daniel?
The creator?
Yeah, you mentioned something about the guy who created Braid. You were about to say?
Oh, it was me.
Was it you? Okay, sorry.
I was saying that this guy...
She never understood. Oh.
This guy, you guys can pause these and
like a
read it if you want.
Really?
It's more like a poem that you don't understand.
Well, that is like a poem. Because most poems are like what?
Well, please, creator Chris.
Okay. So the creator, basically he basically built the game, and he did these really amazing puzzles, and then the other guys just added the graphics and music and stuff. But man, this guy, he's really smart and you can tell he's really smart because I saw him in a couple of videos, and he seems like one of those quiet but very philosophical, smart guys.
Yeah, you gotta be philosophical too.
He's got a second game coming out sometime this year, I think, called The Witness. It's a first-person puzzle game set on like this. It was like this completely isolated island or something. I'm not sure. I think it's like a maybe it could end up being a more modern version of Myst. I have to see how it goes.
I haven't really played Myst. I'd like to check it out. So, are you saying that's his second game after Braid?
Yeah. Because he's. I don't think he does have like a developer's title or whatever as a company or something. But if you follow the link on Wikipedia, it just goes straight to him.
Oh right.
Yeah, and it's I think actually the game was developed because it was recreated for different platforms. So he did it because Braid was first released on Xbox Live.
Yeah, it was.
Serious?
And then on Windows.
Oh.
And then another team, I think, re-engineered it for the other platforms.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Well, the PC version, there's a couple things that I don't like about it. Fortunately, it's running okay on my PC, but trying to get this to run on Daniel's computer.
Yeah, it doesn't run at 60 frames per second.
It's sort of running at 40 frames a second. It's a really strange frame rate, and because it's synced to 60 hertz, the frame rate is uneven and it's very distracting. So the engine doesn't seem to be very reliable, even though it's a very complicated engine.
So if the developers are listening, please
fix it. Unless they've already fixed it.
I think we looked on the internet. We're not the only people with that problem.
Yeah.
I suppose it's the problem with doing a homegrown engine. There's bugs creep in on different platforms.
Yeah, but I even when I make a mod for a game, there's plenty of bugs that just happen, so it's very difficult.
I mean, 40 FPS should still be playable, though. I mean,
no, I have no problem playing it. It's just. I mean, it's a 2D platformer. It should running at 40. It's kind of
right.
And there was also a lot of screen tearing going on because of the uneven frame rate. So it was very distracting. It wasn't nice like on my PC. But another problem that I have with this game is that it doesn't support my gamepad, doesn't support my controller, and so basically I'm playing this with it's set to keyboard controls, but I'm using a program called Joy to Key, I think, which maps the keys on the keyboard to a controller. So yeah, I was able to play this with a normal controller, but I shouldn't have to be able to do that. It should just be compatible with a standard controller.
That's just if you're used to playing with controller. I mean, it's a 2D.
There's
no problems on the keyboard, but it's definitely more comfortable.
It's way better on the controller.
Really? Okay, yeah. I'm not much of a console player, so I've always been more comfortable with the keyboard and mouse. Okay.
Well, keyboard and mouse, yes, definitely when it comes to first-person shooters and that sort. But when it comes to platformers, I like a D-pad and buttons and stuff. So.
Fair enough.
What do you think, Hammy?
Yeah, you haven't heard much from me. I was just thinking, it's cute. He's got a Peter Pan shadow,
Yeah, we haven't talked about the mechanic this whole time. So yeah, I basically do actions, and then I have to let the shadow repeat the thing that I just did by sacrificing myself. And just because I did that, now I have to do it all over again, because every time you use the rewind button, it erases your previous shadow and replaces it with a new one.
Yeah.
So I had to do this all over again. And hopefully I'll get it right this time. It's all about timing this game.
Tricky stuff.
Tricky stuff. I don't
Window
know.
of opportunity.
Yeah.
It was what now we're starting talking about the titles of each level. That's,
Yeah, the titles actually give you a hint.
I haven't seen. Yeah, there we go. There's a puzzle again. I haven't seen a puzzle in a while.
They give you a nice little hint. In fact, I remember when I played this level and a few other levels, I'd connected my PC or my laptop to a 72-inch screen, and I was playing Braid off a 72-inch TV. It was nice. A bit overwhelming, but it was really cool.
That's a lot of screen for one person.
Well, yeah, at least it's not one of those games where you have to see a lot of what's coming ahead of you. So
Yeah.
Well, the thing about this game is that this game is 720p, I think, and the nice thing about new platformers is that you have so much field of vision that you don't have to worry about. Like when I play old games like Sonic on the Mega Drive, I always have problems like crashing into things because you only have like a few inches of reaction time, and considering that Sonic runs really fast, you have to have really good reflexes.
Yes,
Whereas
the good old days where your rendering distance was actually quite important and very limited by the hardware you had.
Yeah, and whereas in this game, actually this game does have a clever camera system. The camera would center on a portion of the level if you were busy in that part of the level. So if you're on the side of the screen, the camera won't move unless you move out of that section of the stage. Occasionally, not always, but in old games, yeah, it was a problem. But that's why games like Mario World, you guys haven't really seen it, but the camera is very intelligent in that game.
No, it kind of has a bit of inertia. I mean,
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Another leg.
What? Again?
Yeah, but now this is different.
yeah, now you've got two. Yeah.
And he's sleeping.
Oh, you've got shadows and oh my word. Gee.
Yeah, I was a bit confused here. I was trying to figure out, how am I supposed to do this? I just... Until eventually I realized, oh, I mustn't drop the chandelier. My shadow must drop the chandelier.
Well, shadow must drop the chandelier.
Shadow chandelier. Yeah.
And the chandelier has a shadow too.
If you look at the spikes on his crown, that's his life, basically.
Yes.
So every time you hit him, one spike is knocked off. See? It's like a tooth almost. Which is kind of weird because you'd think that would be his life meter, but they insist on putting a life bar at the top.
I suppose just, both in case you're looking at different faces.
I never actually noticed the horns. I was looking at the.
I didn't notice the previous boss battle. I didn't notice anything but the horns.
Well, I noticed the life bar and did not notice the horns. Maybe that's why they have both, so that you can.
So it's very clear.
It's very clear as to what. Yeah.
How much life he's got left.
Oh man, I'm just messing up so badly because I'm still trying to wrap my head around what's supposed to happen. There we go. But unfortunately, I only have one chandelier.
Imagine they used Braid game mechanics for like a 3D game. Okay, I suppose you've got Prince of Persia, but.
There was
There
was like one Ubisoft game. There was an FPS.
where you had this kind of.
It wasn't Singularity. It's was it Ubisoft?
Singularity. I can't remember where it's from.
Anyway, I think it was called Singularity, and that was an FPS where you had some time aspects, but the rest of the game wasn't fantastic.
Yeah, I know some people say it's really unique and really original, but others say that it's unique and original, but is it really good? And so I've never really got into it. I never played it really. I played a little bit of it, but yeah. Anyways, but we're not talking about that game. We're talking about this game.
Which is good and original.
But this one is. I'm sorry, guys. This boss battle is taking forever. There we go.
Oh, finally.
Yeah, finally. Now this took me a while the first time, but it's actually quite simple. So all I need to do is grab the key. And I'm just waiting for something. Don't know what I was waiting for. But, I almost died there. Yeah, and you see there's a door up there. You have to have a really good memory when you're playing this game. You have to remember exactly what it is you have to do, what you've done, and what is going to happen. And yeah.
wrap your mind around.
I guess that's why these puzzle games I enjoy so much, because they challenge my mind.
That's a good thing.
But I guess you could say this is one extreme, whereas Portal was sort of a nice middle ground between simple and complicated. This is like complicated. Now, this took me such a long time, but it's really simple. Watch this.
No.
Oh, well done.
Wow.
And it's such a good. I think that's possibly my favorite puzzle, even though it's so simple.
No, that is awesome.
But it took me a long time to figure it out.
Sure.
Because you can't use the key twice. You have to use it once.
Yeah.
Those dinosaurs make no sense.
It's like a, what do you call it? A Bonnie.
A brown Bonnie.
Brown Bonnie, yeah.
It's called a brownie.
Yes, a brownie.
The pit. The pit? That's interesting why they said a question mark.
Well,
yes. Now
so
this-
yes, that is a pit. You are correct.
Well, it was like a
There and
pit,
back
meaning
again.
do you need to go down in the
Okay,
pit?
now this. Okay, there and back again. All right. Now I don't know if you guys get the reference there.
Yes.
All right. Do you see what he's got there? It's a ring, right? That slows down time.
Very
Okay.
Lord of the
Any?
Rings, eh?
There we go.
I don't think
First-
the One Ring of Power slowed down time.
No. But that's definitely. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But it's called There and Back Again. It's the first level you play with a ring that is powers.
Look at the surroundings.
Fair enough,
You
fair
see.
enough.
It looks very elvish, you know, the silvery platforms
true.
and the greenery.
It's like the second time you've mentioned elves here, I think.
Yes, oh, it
Well, we know
does.
you know.
What does the ring do? It's just,
It slows down time.
and then it gets
The closer you are to the ring,
slower
the slower
it is. Fair
time
enough.
is.
Okay, cool.
So you can imagine that just opens a whole nother door of craziness.
Ah.
You see,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
see.
gee. So at this point when I would just turn things off and be like, nope, my brain is done for today.
Well,
This is not something that you do when you've just finished writing an exam.
Yeah.
I remember I do that sometimes, like, you know, I've just finished exams and I'm like, okay, I feel like playing a nice game. Let's see, Braid? No, not Braid.
You're too challenging.
that's the only problem with Braid is that it's good in short bursts, you know.
Yes, I played for too long, then my brain hurts.
And I played this twice for you guys, so
Oh,
I had to play
thanks,
through it
Chris.
twice. First time, like I mentioned earlier, first time I wanted to figure out the puzzles, and then the second time I tried to speed run the game. I know it's not much of a speed run, but it's a pretty challenging game. This is so
Awesome.
difficult. I'm trying to figure out where's the ring supposed to go.
Yeah, it's quite. This one is quite challenging.
But what's nice about this game, though, is that you can choose to skip the puzzle and just move on to the next puzzle.
Yeah, you just missed the puzzle piece.
Yeah, but you can go back anytime you want to get. You see how
Ah,
close
so
I
close.
am? Yeah.
Close.
Check this. I'm like fighting between two elements: the cloud disappearing under my feet and trying to get to that one.
Ah.
Come on, that's like practically on.
Watch this.
Did you actually?
No.
Ah.
Okay, so
Alright, this is not gonna work.
So at this point, I'm just like, man, I'm just gonna have to try some things. You can only you can't disable the ring unless you're near it. In other words, you have to pick it up. Alright, so I'm like, now the ring is falling, so the stakes are high. I can only do this once.
Oh wow! Wow, was that?
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, the stakes weren't really high. I could just climb up the ladder
Go
again.
grab
You
it,
know?
yeah.
But still, I don't like redoing the same puzzle over and over and over again. And so yeah,
That's
that's
part
end of
three?
part 3.
Yep. Yeah, that's
Yep.
pretty good.
Yeah.